test, test, test. Not getting any levels on here. Try this. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. It's there we go. Now I hear myself. That has something. This doesn't have anything, but that's I can hear myself. But usually this turns green. That's the only thing it's not doing. Test, test, test. No. Test. All right. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Hmm. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. It's getting levels when I bang the mic, see it? But not when I talk. Good evening, everybody, from Wheaton College campus, Nordin Field. We have a little field hockey action for you on this Tuesday night. Matt Kuchar with you. We're just about to get started. Just finished up the national anthem. Well done by Emma Bradshaw, one of the students here at Wheaton. And it's Wheaton and Worcester State tonight. Worcester State coming in 3-2, and the Wheaton Lions coming in 1-6. But this is all non-conference play. This is all the warm-up for the grand event. And the grand event comes for these Wheaton Lions this weekend when they start conference play, and they'll look to defend their position as a playoff team last year in the new MAC conference. We'll talk more about that as the night goes on, where the new MAC coaches have ranked these Lions this year and what to look out for as that conference play gets underway on Saturday. But for now, just to set the stage, again, Worcester State comes in 3-2, Wheaton 1-6. Wheaton coming off a loss to Wesleyan on the road Saturday, and Emma LaPreziosa, who's in goal again for the Lions tonight, faced a career high, had a career high 17 saves in that one, just peppered with shots. So Wheaton getting some good opponents in the non-conference schedule. And if you know anything about college athletics, you know that the coaches will engineer the non-conference schedule to their needs and wants. And oftentimes that means playing some tougher opponents, seeing some tougher opponents early, so when you get into conference play, you're ready to go. And Wheaton certainly challenged by Wesleyan with that the shot difference, I should say, between LaPreziosa having to save a career high 17 shots, and the other goalie there faced only one shot for Wesleyan. So that's the difference in the game in that loss Saturday on the road for the Lions. Both teams out there now as LaPreziosa jogs back to the goal for Wheaton, the junior, making the start, wearing the number 98. Wheaton defending the goal on the right side of your screen, and Worcester State defending the goal on the left side of your screen. In net for Worcester State, Madison Ferrara, sophomore from Somerset, Massachusetts. So sort of at home here in Bristol County, Mass, here on the campus of Wheaton in Norton. We're underway now, remember, for 15-minute quarters now in field hockey. That was changed a few years ago. It used to be 2 35-minute halves. And as we set the stage, Mackenzie Yates has it for Wheaton, the junior. Gets it back over to Abby Miller. Here's Yates. Two defenders on her. Back to Miller. Miller trying to scoot it up, but kicks out of bounds, and Worcester State will take over. Harley Duff with the first touch there for Worcester State. Was trying to get it to Grace Adams, defended by Yates. Whistle off the ball. Worcester State will keep possession. Yates gets in front of that pass for the Lions. Has it stripped by Carolyn Jones. Jones still fighting for it with Abby Miller. Yates trying to control it again for the Lions. Madison Avila with it for Worcester State, over to her teammate Molly Cutting. This is Emily Saucier. And Allie Roy now for Worcester State. Nice play by Onda Brown, the junior for Wheaton. And Wheaton has it going in the right direction. Whistle now as Delia Knox goes down on the ball. Wheaton will keep it. Lydia Gaudreau trying to get it back to Yates. Yates bringing it towards the goal. Pass over to Manfredo. And a whistle. Wheaton, benefit of a penalty corner there. Here's Yates with it. And she runs into some traffic. There's another whistle now. This whistle on Worcester State. Wheaton huddling now to set up a penalty corner here. So you got 4 defenders and the goalkeeper, Ferrara, in net for Worcester State. Off the whistle. Couple of passes, shot by Yates, saved by Ferrara. Still some traffic in there as Poitras Cody looks for a shot. And another whistle on Worcester State. We'll do it again. Another penalty corner coming up for Wheaton. The 2 leading scorers for this Wheaton club, Delia Knox, 2 goals. Macy Poitras Cody, 2 goals. It's Poitras Cody who will set up this penalty corner opportunity for the Lions. Pass in the direction of Gaudreau. Over to Brown. Worcester State able to get it out of harm's way and headed back in the other direction. There's Morin. Morin has it stripped away from her. That was Delia Knox defensively for the Lions. Sophie Shakarchi was fighting for it for Wheaton. Worcester State now with Molly Cutting trying to get it ahead. Pass long, be chased down by Rebecca Berman, the first-year defender for Wheaton. Berman fighting with a couple of Worcester State players. Good defense by Poitras Cody. There's a whistle here. This one will head back in Wheaton's direction. Here's a chance for Emily Saucier for Worcester State. Her pass deflected. Wheaton will take possession. Poitras Cody trying to get it over to Berman. Pass too far for her. And Cutting will take it back for Worcester State. Cutting well defended. Sneaks it over to Saucier. And Poitras Cody comes away with it for Wheaton. Avila. Shakarchi taking it up the field for the Lions. Whistle on Worcester State. Bridget Healy being backed up a bit by the officials, and now this one sent out of bounds on the far side. B. Healy again as Wheaton maintains possession. Poitras Cody with it. Off of one of the Worcester State players' sticks and a whistle blown. That was Carly Duff. Lydia Gaudreau over to Mackenzie Yates. Yates. Got it ahead to Manfredo, who controlled it. Now back to Yates. Whistle on Worcester State. Here's Yates. Pass too high inside for Shakarchi. But there is a whistle in the circle, and looks like Wheaton will get the opportunity for another penalty corner. Well, maybe not. The official is indicating now that Worcester State will take possession after initially indicating That Wheaton would have an opportunity for that penalty corner. For Worcester State, Allie Roy with it now. Trying to get it up to Duff. Unsuccessfully. Yates for the Lions. Gaudreau finds Bridget Healy. Back to Gaudreau. And a whistle in Wheaton's favor. Healy. Knox over to Yates. Yates bringing it towards the goal. Defended by Cutting. Cutting and Knox. And now Morin comes away with it for Worcester State. Finds the stick of awaiting Poitras Cody for the Lions. To Gaudreau. Trying to find Yates. Worcester State's Duff on the defense. Whistle on Wheaton. This is Carly Duff for Worcester State. Whistle as she found Avila. With about 6 minutes, 50 seconds to play in the first of 4 periods. First of 4 quarters. Morin tried to get a shot off. And possession indication is to Wheaton. Actually looks like Worcester State will get it just further back than they had hoped. Nice play by Mackenzie Yates for the Lions. And Yates has a head of steam headed up the field now. Looked like she kicked it accidentally, kicked it out. And she tried to bring it up, so Worcester State will get it back. Allie Roy has it. Right into the waiting stick of Gabby Manfredo. Now here's on to Brown. Back to Manfredo. Tries to get a shot off. Too much traffic. Abby Miller trying to save it for Wheaton. Get it back. And here's Gaudreau with it now. Over to Healy. Aggressive defense and a whistle on Worcester State. Avila has it taken away by Delia Knox. Knox trying to get around 2 defenders. Pass to Manfredo. And Worcester State will get it back. Allie Roy plays it back to Saucier. Over to Naylor. Up ahead towards Grace Adams, who's trying to chase it down. Poitras Cody for Wheaton is there. And able to keep it out of harm's way. We haven't seen Worcester State really get a good shot off on Emila Preziosa. That has to be a relief for her after she made a career high 17 saves, just peppered with shots, as we said on Saturday. Here's Yates. Trying to work through 2 defenders. Gets the benefit of the whistle. Delia Knox. Now Gaudreau with it. Picked up by Naylor for Worcester State. And at about midfield, Rebecca Berman gets it going back in Wheaton's direction. But it rolls out of bounds. Poitras Cody. Talk more about her, one of the leading goal scorers for Wheaton. Chance for Wheaton. Here's Brown. And a whistle down near the Worcester State net. Wheaton will get possession. This is Gaudreau who will start their attack. Could not get around two defenders though. Yates wins it back for the Lions. Shot goes off one of the Worcester State defenders. And looks like Wheaton will set up for a penalty corner here. As they huddle up under the watchful eye of the head coach Brooke Marshall in their fourth year. Credited with helping Wheaton qualify for the playoffs for the first time in over a decade last year, and those expectations have not changed this year. Wheaton solidly in the playoff picture in the new MAC. In the preseason coaches poll, the Lions ranked 6th, which would net them a playoff spot. Here's Gaudreau. Yates. The goalie comes out of the net. Opportunity for a shot. Score! Wheaton. Looked like Sophie Shikarchi got the first one on the board. We'll check the official scoring, but there was some traffic in there. The goalie came out. Madison Ferrara came out of the net for Worcester State. And again, await the official announcement. Clock is at 2:40. It is given to Shikarchi. And the assist goes to Mackenzie Yates. So 1-0 Wheaton on the goal scored by Shikarchi. That is her second of the year, ties her for the team lead. And it's 1-0 Lions. Shikarchi, senior forward out of Jamestown, Rhode Island. Certainly a recognizable name in Rhode Island. The Wheaton sideline still giving plaudits to Shikarchi. Again, Shikarchi's second goal of the year ties the team lead with Delia Knox and Macy Poitras Cody. And that's going to feel good for Wheaton to get on the board early after the 6-0 loss Saturday on the road. Back here at home at Norton Field. And a good job to stay with it by Shikarchi amid a lot of traffic down near the Worcester State net. Under a minute and a half to play here in the first quarter. Worcester State trying to create a shot opportunity. They really haven't had many or any. You look in the scorebook, they haven't had any. Madison Avila tried to bring it in. No dice there. Wheaton will take possession back. And that's Rebecca Berman on the far side, getting it over to Bridget Healy. Her pass kicked out. Worcester State gets it back. Grace Adams trying to create a shot, well defended by Poitras Cody. And there's a whistle. Poitras Cody comes out of there with it for the Lions. Up ahead to Shikarchi. And now Worcester State back, headed in the right direction. McGregor, Charlotte McGregor had it, got knocked down. Here's Yates for the Lions with 10 seconds on the clock. Manfredo, and this clock's going to run out. And the horn sounds on the first quarter. So we're one quarter in here. Wheaton and Worcester State. And one goal on the board. That belongs to Sophie Shikarchi. the senior forward for Wheaton, one of the captains, and gets her second goal of the year on the board. This will be a 2-minute break here between quarters. And with Wheaton up 1-0 on Worcester State, we'll take it and we'll be right back here on the New Max Sports Network. We're streaming on this Tuesday night from the campus of Wheaton College. Party in the USA, piping over the loudspeakers here at Norton Field. We welcome you back for the second quarter of 4. Wheaton and Worcester State. The Lions have a 1-0 lead on the strength of a Sophie Shakarchi goal that scored in the waning minutes of the first. And now as we go into the second 15-minute period, Wheaton has that 1-0 advantage. Shakarchi's second goal of the season, tying her for the team lead, as we mentioned before the break. As the clock starts here for another fresh 15, teams stay on the same sides of the field. And the Wheaton meeting between the first and second, and intensity was the buzzword they came out of the huddle with. Intensity. They want to keep up the intensity here against Worcester State. Again, this Wheaton team comes into this game 1-6 because really they've played a tough non-conference schedule. They're getting ready for conference play, which starts this weekend, and part of that in this case is playing a tougher non-conference schedule. Had a 6-0 loss Saturday on the road at Wesleyan in Connecticut, and just peppered with shots was Emila Preziosa in that game. And certainly through the first 15 minutes, Wheaton has had a totally different approach, seen a totally different outcome, as there really haven't been any golden opportunities in front of the net for Worcester State. Those good opportunities have come on the other side of the field. They've come for these Lions, and one of those converted by Sophie Shakarchi with that goal to put Wheaton up 1-0. For Worcester State now, as we set the stage, Carly Duff advancing it towards the goal. We mentioned Worcester State couldn't get much of anything going. The possession largely with Wheaton for the first 15 minutes. Trying to get inside is Grace Adams, but well defended by Wheaton. Particularly Abby Miller. You've heard the shout out there. Gabby Manfredo has it now for the Lions. A couple of defenders in her way. And it touched out of bounds. Worcester State will take over. Here's Gaudreau for Wheaton, getting it up to Manfredo. Wheaton has it on their side of the field for the first time now in the second. Here's Manfredo. Looking for the opportunity. Shakarchi over to Yates. Yates takes a big shot. Juicy rebound. But the whistle blows, and that whistle, good news for these Lions. They're going to huddle up for what looks like it'll be a penalty corner for Wheaton. Yates got a good shot off the leg protection of Madison Ferrara. And a juicy rebound kicked out. We did then hear the whistle blow. And now Wheaton sets up this penalty corner opportunity, looking to make it a 2-0 advantage. Poitras Cody. Pass off to Yates. Yates tried to get it back to her teammate. Coming in out of nowhere, Bridget Healy to save the chance for Wheaton. Gaudreau. Knox. Trying to get it to Yates. Manfredo. And the shot kicked away by Ferrara in net for Worcester State. Wheaton will keep it. And trying to take advantage of the opportunity. Knox here. And a whistle now. Again in Wheaton's favor. Healy. Worcester State trying and failing to get it out of harm's way here as Healy has it back. Shakarchi. And another whistle on Worcester State. Lydia Gaudreau got it over to Yates. And went off one of the Worcester State defenders. Coming up the field for Worcester State, Carolyn Jones. Nice pass up to Morin. Morin trying to get it to her teammate. And Zoe Athanasopoulos had a possible shot opportunity, but nothing materialized. Madison Avila with it now for Worcester State. Backhanded pass attempt goes right into Knox's stick. And that's a pass well wide of the Wheaton net. Not much action down near that Wheaton cage for Emma Preciosa. She'll take it. We mentioned faced a lot of shots on Saturday. There's Manfredo with a chance for Wheaton going the other way. Has Shakarchi up ahead of her. Yates. Leaves it for Gaudreau. And it just escapes past Manfredo. Worcester State will take possession. If you're just joining us, Wheaton a 1-0 lead on the strength of a Sophie Shakarchi goal, her second of the year. And we've talked about this being the final tune-up for Wheaton. They come into conference play on Saturday. They'll face Wellesley on the road Saturday, 1 p.m. game. First conference game, first NUMAC game for the Lions. Morin chasing this for Worcester State, but it's kicked out of harm's way by La Preciosa for Wheaton. Emma La Preciosa, a name we haven't had to mention much, the junior goalkeeper for Wheaton. It's good news for these Lions that we haven't had to mention her much. She hasn't faced much traffic in front of the cage. First team all-conference player a year ago, and 2 or fewer goals allowed in 14 of her 18 games last season. Poitras Cody gets the benefit of the whistle and now gets it up to Brown. Another whistle on Worcester State. Gaudreau. Knox. Worcester State playing the long game here. Saucier getting it over to Roy. off of the stick of Abby Miller, creating an opportunity for Worcester State. Here comes Carolyn Jones. Best chance they've had, but well defended by Rebecca Berman, wearing the number 2 for the Lions. Got right in front of that opportunity, cut it off before it had a chance to get any closer to the cage. Here's Carly Duff for Worcester State now, trying to set up another chance on the attack. And again, well defended by Wheaton. That's Yates. Another whistle goes to Worcester State, though. Duff with a little more energy that time, and Wheaton will get possession off the stick of Abby Miller. Shoots out of bounds. Allie Roy gets it back for Worcester State. And a whistle and an indication that Wheaton will take possession. Clock stopped on your screen just for a moment while we link it up. Get it back accurate. 6:40 and counting showing on the game clock here at Norton Field. We'll start that back up for you. Again, Wheaton a 1-0 lead on the strength of a Sophie Shikarchi goal, with now 6.5 minutes to play in the second stanza. Berman, good defense again for Wheaton. Called that name out a few times in the last 5 minutes. Defensively for Wheaton. Shikarchi setting up a play for Wheaton. Will actually end up leaving it for Delia Knox to do just that. Sit over to Gaudreau. Pass back to Bridget Healy, one of the 2 captains for this Wheaton squad. Yates. Shot kicked away by Madison Ferrara, the sophomore goalkeeper for Worcester State. Ferrara's been pretty busy. Wheaton's had a number of good chances. There's a couple of light raindrops start to fall here at Nordin Field. And a whistle in Worcester State's direction. Saucier comes out of there with it. Shikarchi trying to control possession for Wheaton. Over to Bridget Healy. Shikarchi, whistle against Worcester State. Shikarchi will keep the advantage. Who tried to set up a pass. And now a whistle as Ferrara came out of the net. And it looks like Wheaton will get the benefit of another penalty corner here. Haven't seen one of those yet for Worcester State. Wheaton, this has to be number 4 or 5 already. There's a very light rain falling here. Not really having any impact on gameplay. Can barely feel it. Of course, I should talk. I'm under a tent, but I can tell you that it is barely a mist out on the playing surface here at Norton Field. Poitras Cody setting things up for the Lions. Here's Yates. Looking for an opening. Left it for Gaudreau. Had to chase it down. Nice job by her to get it back to Shikarchi in the circle. Whistle. And the indication that Wheaton will get it. But it'll be out further from the net. Gaudreau. Lost it briefly. Healy gets it back. Shikarchi leaves it for Yates. Yates tees up a shot. Saved by Ferrara. Another shot saved by Ferrara. Goes off her leg pad behind the cage. That was a nice job by Madison Ferrara, the sophomore goalkeeper for Worcester State. Faced a couple of shots in that sequence. Wheaton will keep possession. Here's Knox. Over to Yates. A whistle will give this back to Worcester State. Three and a half minutes to play. Knox cutting inside, and a whistle. And the indication Wheaton will get another penalty corner here. Being explained to Worcester State by the official down there. Clock here showing 3:15 on that whistle. Poitras Cody will set up the penalty corner for Wheaton. And once again, gets it over to Gaudreau. Shot goes high. Wheaton will get possession back as the clock runs down from 2:56. Yates had it knocked out of bounds by one of the Worcester State defenders there. That was the midfielder Carly Duff, in fact, knocked it out of bounds for Worcester State. As we tick down now to about 2.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Gaudreau was being defended by Carolyn Jones. Jones gets the benefit of the whistle. And Carly Duff will set this up for Worcester State now. Wheaton gets it back. Here's Brown. Whistle on Worcester State. And 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 2 as Brooke Marshall nails that out. Looks like it's Yates for Wheaton trying to get a pass in front. Brooke Marshall was questioning the officials, asking for a penalty corner in that situation. Did not get the benefit of the call. And now headed the other way is Emily Saucier for Worcester State. Got it in front to Morin, but Morin could not get a clean shot off. With under a minute and a half to play now. Yates back with it for Wheaton. Taken away by Carly Duff for Worcester State. Worcester State trying to get another opportunity off before the end of the second. They'll keep the advantage. They're sideline, the teammates yelling at Worcester State's Carly Duff, go, 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 as the clock ticks down under a minute now here in the second. And on the Wheaton side, coaches, players encouraging their teammates to be strong here. Hold strong with under a minute. Hold on to that 1-goal lead. That goal scored in the first by Sophie Shakarchi. Clock continues to run as Poitras Cody picks it up for Wheaton. Under 30 seconds now before we break on the second quarter. Knocked out from Manfredo. Wheaton keeps it. Here's Yates with 10 seconds to go. Defensively, Emily Saucier was there for Worcester State. And this is just going to about run out the clock here as the horn sounds on the second period here of play. So we're halfway home. Wheaton a 1-0 lead, again on the strength of that Sophie Shakarchi goal. And Worcester State has struggled to create opportunities against Emma Preziosa when they have. She's been solid. Quite frankly, Madison Ferrara has been solid on the other side for Worcester State. But it is Wheaton with the 1-goal advantage halfway through. So 10 minutes on the clock as these teams break at the half. We're streaming Wheaton, Worcester State, Tuesday night field hockey from the campus of Wheaton College here at Nordin Field. Streaming on the New Max Sports Network. We'll be right back with the third and fourth quarters. And the horn sounds to indicate the end of the halftime break here. We welcome you back to Nordin Field on the campus of Wheaton College. Matt Kuchar with you for a little field hockey action on a Tuesday night. And the last game for Wheaton before conference play starts up on Saturday on the road for these Lions. They're headed to take on Wellesley at 1 o'clock on Saturday. In the new MAC preseason coaches poll, these Lions rank 6th. Wellesley tied for 3rd. Babson is the team to beat. They rank 1st in the new MAC preseason coaches poll, but that 6th slot good enough for Wheaton to be projected to head back to the postseason. They did so for the first time in a decade last year, and they made it to the new MAC quarterfinals before bowing out last season. Teams will switch sides, so Worcester State will defend the goal on the right side of your screen. Wheaton College and Emila Preziosa will defend the goal on the left side of your screen. In the first half and in the first quarter, the only goal of this game belongs to Sophie Shikarchi, her second of the season, tying for the Wheaton team lead. So far, haven't been many chances for Worcester State. Wheaton, on the other hand, has had the benefit of a number of chances, a number of penalty corners, but haven't been able to convert directly on a number of those. As we start the clock on second half action in the third of 4 15-minute quarters. And with it now for Worcester State as we start things off. Maggie Naylor had it taken away by Shikarchi. Shikarchi again had the only goal of this game so far. It's 1-0 Wheaton. And she loses it out of bounds behind the cage. Wheaton will keep possession. Gaudreau setting things up, will take it herself for now. Pass in the direction of Brown, but a whistle. And Worcester State take possession. Emily Saucier had it knocked away. Here's Shikarchi. Cutting takes it for Worcester State. Immediately fires it off the stick of Healy. Gaudreau. Ahead to Manfredo. Kicked away by Ferrara in net for Worcester State. The juicy rebound came out to Mackenzie Yates. Yates looking for Shikarchi. And a whistle inside the circle. Looks like Wheaton will get another penalty corner almost right off the top of this third quarter. That stops the clock as Wheaton huddles up to discuss strategy on this one. And again, there has not been one penalty corner for Worcester State. Wheaton has had the decided advantage on possession and in these penalty corners, certainly in terms of opportunity and in terms of the score, 1-0 Lions. Macy Poitras-Cody setting this one up for the Lions. Here's Yates. Gaudreau back to Yates. Trying to get a shot off. It was Poitras-Cody who actually ended up getting the shot off, and it went off the crossbar, it looked like, on the side of the cage or near that, and then hit Ferrara, the Worcester State goalkeeper. So Worcester State takes possession back. 12 and a half minutes to go in the third quarter. There's a little bit of wind now, a little bit chillier than it was at the start about an hour ago. That mist, that rain we told you about, it's mostly subsided. Chance for Worcester State as Preziosa tried to kick it out of there. Another deflection, another save by Preziosa. And then a whistle inside the circle. Couple of good chances there for Worcester State, and they're going to get their first penalty corner of the game, it looks like. DePreziosa was up to the challenge, and that was the toughest challenge she's faced yet. Couple of shots, couple of kick saves by DePreziosa. Clock is stopped at about 12 minutes, 2 seconds. As Worcester State sets up its first penalty corner chance of the night, and it's a big one. An opportunity to even the score. It'll be set up by Carly Duff for Worcester State. Shot taken by Grace Adams. Gets into some traffic. Wheaton. Poitras Cody has it. Still not out of harm's way, and there's a whistle. Wheaton will get possession back now. About 11 and a half minutes to play. Yates, 11 and a half to play here in the third quarter. Yates controlling possession. Worcester State has it back. Cutting. Was ahead to Jones. Adams tried a shot, but it was deflected. Out of bounds behind the cage. Tell you what, Worcester State has come out and played a lot more aggressively on the attack here in the second half out of the 10-minute break. Naylor for Worcester State. Trying to get it to Grace Adams. Adams tries a shot. Kicked away by LaPreziosa. Not out of harm's way yet. Trying to get it out of harm's way. Bridget Healy for Wheaton does a nice job of that. Kicks back to Saucier. Engaged with Brown for it. Whistle is on Wheaton. Talia Morin chasing for Worcester State. Shikarchi for Wheaton. Barry. Alex Barry for Worcester State. Try to pass inside. Now Shikarchi. It goes off one of the Worcester State players. It was Molly Cutting. Wheaton takes possession. Bridget Healy tries the pass up to Shikarchi. Cutting gets it for Worcester State. Ooh, nice play. Nice pass by Avila. Here's an opportunity in front for Jones, but it didn't fully develop. Yates with it on the far side for Wheaton. Tried to get it ahead to McKenna Cook. Cutting for Worcester State tries a pass, but Poitras Cody cuts it off. For Worcester State, Naylor gets it back to Cutting. Jones loses it to Gaudreau. Back to Cutting. Cutting tries a shot. Kick save. Jones. And a pile of bodies. Whistle blown. Goes in Wheaton's favor. Kenzie Yates bringing it out for the Lions. Worcester State has controlled the possession in the third quarter, and the first time we've said that in this game, in this match this evening. A little offensive momentum for Worcester State. Trying to put a stop to all that. Brown. Back to Yates. Here's Yates again. Has to Gaudreau. Worcester State gets it back. Their head coach is Haley Sutherland in her second season. She's a Worcester State grad. Graduated in 2018 class. And she's been more vocal from the sideline here in the second half. Manfredo bringing it up for Wheaton. Loses it to Duff. Yates and a whistle. And the indication is that Worcester State will get possession. 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. Wheaton hanging on to that 1-0 lead, but it's been tougher and tougher in this third quarter for them to hang on to it. Worcester State has been on the attack. Nice play by McKenna Cook. Gets it back for Wheaton. Pass is cut off by Barry. Here's Avila. Barry. McKenna Cook trying to get in there. Wheaton keeps possession. Healy looking for Cook. Here's Knox. Cook has a shot, but it goes off the side of the cage. Madison Ferrara in net for Worcester State, tested there again. And a lot of McKenna Cook on that attack for the Lions. Here's Healy with it again for Wheaton. Knox fighting for it. Whistle blows. Worcester State's going to get it, but back closer to their net. McKenna Cook trying to get it back from Worcester State. And from Molly Cutting, but it's Cutting. Gets it over to Carly Duff. Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Duff. Pass goes off one of her teammates' stick. Bridget Healy has it for Wheaton. Back to Duff for Worcester State. Back to Healy for Wheaton as these two teams fight for possession. If you're just joining us once again, Wheaton clinging to a 1-0 lead. Worcester State has upped the ante, up to the attack in this third quarter. Wheaton got that 1-0 lead on a goal scored in the first quarter by Sophie Shikarchi. And a whistle on Bridget Healy, who did not agree. And one of the players for Worcester State got hit. Went down briefly. Shot on net for Worcester State. Goal! Worcester State evens the score. It looked like it was Zoe Athanasopoulos on the goal for Worcester State. And it's 1-1. So Worcester State evens the score 1-1. We'll wait for the official announcement, see if there was any assist involved there. But it is now 1-1 here in the third quarter. No assists credited. So the score even now, 1-1 with 2.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Worcester State finds the equalizer. Chance for Worcester State again. Nice play defensively by Poitras Cody. Another shot. Kicked away by the Preziosa, but a whistle blown, and there'll be a penalty corner opportunity for Worcester State. Clock showing 1:54 here at Norton Field as the Worcester State team gathers for the second penalty corner opportunity. And their head coach, Haley Sutherland, showing them the play on what looked like an iPhone or a gadget of some sort. It'll be set up by Carly Duff, and a real golden opportunity here with some momentum for Worcester State. Saucier leaves it for Jones. Jones tries a shot into too much traffic. Avila also shoots into traffic. Healy clearing it out of there for Wheaton. And so that opportunity all for naught for Worcester State. Maggie Naylor. Another shot by Carly Duff. And a whistle in Wheaton's favor this time. Just about 1 minute to play here in the third quarter. The score now knotted 1-1. Carly Duff with it for Worcester State as we tick under a minute. Duff loses it to Yates. Shakarchi. Duff back with it now for Worcester State. Runs into Poitras Cody. Poitras Cody a chance to take it all the way back out and set up Shakarchi. She has Brown up ahead. Shot pass deflected rather. And the horn sounds on the third quarter. So we played 3 quarters, and Worcester State has found the equalizer in quarter number 3. They tied at 1-1. And now going into the fourth quarter, both of these teams will be looking for a chance to untie it. We've got a 2-minute break between the quarters. We'll take it. We're streaming on the Newmax Sports Network. Tuesday night field hockey at Norton Field here on the campus of Wheaton College. Wheaton won, Worcester State won as we head for the fourth quarter. We'll be right back. About to get underway with the fourth of 4 quarters. But it looks like we could need some extra time. We'll see. 1-1 tie. Wheaton, Worcester State. Tuesday night field hockey as we stream on the New Max Sports Network. Wheaton had a goal in the first quarter. Sophie Shikarchi had that one. Worcester State tied it in the third quarter moments ago, and Worcester State had the possession game. They won the possession game in that third quarter. They came out of the halftime break, and it was a whole different match. Really was from the first half when Wheaton controlled the possession. No penalty corner opportunities in that first half, really, for Worcester State. And quite frankly, they've had the momentum going on 15 minutes. Wheaton, during that break between the third and the fourth quarter, the team chanting coming out of the break, coming out of the huddle, hungry. And hungry for a win they are. Again, coming into this game 1-6. They faced a very tough non-conference schedule, and that's all by design in a lot of cases. Looking to get ready for tough NUMAC play and a NUMAC conference that this Wheaton Lions team is expected to compete in, compete for a playoff spot, compete maybe for something more, as the coaches, the NUMAC coaches poll ranked Wheaton as a playoff team this year. So you can ignore that 1-6. That is not where the expectations are set for this Wheaton team. They'd love to pick up a second win, and a second home win of the season here against Worcester State. As we set the stage, Rebecca Berman knocks it out of bounds near the Wheaton bench. Bridget Healy will pick it up, set it up for the Lions. And for Wheaton, good to see the ball on the right side of your screen. It hasn't been there a lot in this second half. This is Molly Cutting taking instructions from second-year head coach Haley Sutherland, who's been a bit more vocal in this second half before that equalizer. Coaching her team along as Gabby Manfredo controls it for Wheaton on the far side of your screen. And a whistle on Emily Saucier. Here's Yates with it for the Lions, getting it over to Knox. Gaudreau had it knocked away by Naylor. Another whistle on Worcester State. Gaudreau. And a whistle on Yates. Now whistles on Worcester State. Take that back. Wheaton will keep possession. Much to the chagrin of the Worcester State bench. Gaudreau. Oh, golden opportunity, shot, score! Shikarchi again. Second goal of the game. Wheaton didn't take much time. They're back up 2-1. I'm going to check the assist on that because that was a perfect pass and perfect opportunity for Sophie Shikarchi to score what is now her team leading third goal of the season. 2-1 Wheaton here in the fourth quarter. Wheaton needed that. Worcester State came out with a head of steam in the third quarter, controlled possession for much of that third quarter, and now Wheaton back on top. Sophie Shikarchi, her second goal of the game, her third of the season, 2-1 Wheaton. We'll see if the Lions can carry some of that momentum with now just under 11 and a half minutes to go in the game. No assist announced there up here in the press box. So Shikarchi, goal number 2. And a big sigh of relief for the Lions as they now have some command back of this game at home. Going into NUMAC play, first conference game for the Lions is at Wellesley on the 24th. That's Saturday. Worcester State now, having just scored the equalizer toward the end of the third quarter, back chasing a goal. Naylor, and a whistle goes in Wheaton's favor. Macy Poitras-Cody will advance it ahead to Manfredo. Poitras-Cody's been very involved defensively for Wheaton. Has 2 goals on the year, but has been, again, more involved defensively today. Poitras-Cody, environmental studies major here at Wheaton. I mentioned that because it is Massachusetts Climate Week. All kinds of events this week. Governor Charlie Baker and his team. And Poitras-Cody in her profile here at Wheaton saying wants to make a career out of trying to combat climate change through sustainable communities. So a good week to call that out as Massachusetts works on just that. Back to game action. The Worcester State coaching staff wanted a call there. Didn't get it, and now Wheaton a chance to bring it back up on the attack. That's cut off by Jones. Carolyn Jones has been very involved for Worcester State. Here's Yates with it for the Lions. Nice job by Yates to get it back. To Knox. Kicked out of there by the Worcester State goalkeeper Ferrara. Worcester State moving quickly. Grace Adams all the way in towards the net. Nice play defensively. Wheaton, Bridget Healy. Now a shot from the side. Knocked down by the Preziosa. And a whistle on Worcester State. Wheaton will get it back. Poitras-Cody. Get the pass off and now bringing it up Gaudreau on the attack for Wheaton. It's cut off there by Worcester State. About midfield. Gaudreau has it back now. Up to Yates. Whistle in Worcester State's favor. 2-1 Wheaton, 2 Sophie Shikarchi goals to give Wheaton that lead. 1 in the first quarter and 1 moments ago in the fourth quarter. 7.5 minutes to play. Brown is whistled. Worcester State will take it back. And it's Brooke Marshall, the 4th-year head coach here at Wheaton, who's turned this program into a playoff contender. Shouting out instructions. Another whistle. As Marshall coaches up Bridget Healy, the senior defender, from the sideline. Wheaton with it now. Delia Knox. Delia Knox will leave it for Gaudreau. Here's Knox. And a whistle in Worcester State's favor. 6.5 minutes to play. Wheaton hanging on to a 1-goal advantage. And Worcester State head coach Haley Sutherland yelling, pick it up. 6 minutes to her team. Wants to see a little urgency as they look again for the equalizer. It took them a long time to find it. The first time when they found it, they found it. They had possession for much of the third quarter. They were on the attack. They were pressuring Emma Preciosa, but she's been up to the task in almost every other case. We mentioned a first-team all-conference goalkeeper in 2021, allowed 2 or fewer goals in 14 out of 18 matches. As Healy gets it back for Wheaton. Nice pass inside. And the play is whistled to a stop. Worcester State will get possession back. 5.5 minutes to go. Looking for goal number 2. They need it if they want this game to continue. Wheaton up 2-1. This is Carly Duff, who will set things up on the attack for Worcester State. Gets it to Jones. Jones trying to get through 2 defenders. Abby Miller was there in her way. Jones has it back. And it's taken away by Shakarchi. Boy, that had some dangerous potential. Pretty juicy rebound off the Jones shot attempt. But Shakarchi got it right out of there. Well done by her, and now Wheaton keeps possession. Here's Shakarchi. Working on Collins. Shakarchi gets the pass inside. And like Manfredo had the chance for Wheaton. Whistle blown. Looks like it'll be a penalty corner opportunity for the Lions. First one we've seen for them in a little while. Clock stops at 4:24. Wheaton huddling up. This is an important opportunity and a chance to put some insurance on the board. Wheaton a 2-1 lead, under 4.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. As it has been all night, Macy Poitras-Cody will set up the penalty corner for the Lions. Finds Gaudreau. Here's Yates. Yates off the crossbar. And Worcester State gets it out of harm's way. Boy, that was a close one for Madison Ferrara in net. The shot went right off the crossbar. A couple inches to the right. Wheaton would have a 3-1 advantage right now. Here's Healy to Shakarchi. Wheaton keeping the pressure on Worcester State in this fourth quarter. They played much better than they did in the third. Really brought this game back under their control, have the Lions. Healy has been a big part of that. There's Berman. Healy saves it. Shakarchi knocked down. Gets the whistle. Yates. Kick save. Shakarchi had a rebound opportunity, but it just escaped her reach. Under 3 minutes now to play. Wheaton 2-1 lead on Worcester State. Healy will try and set up another goal scoring opportunity for the Lions. Gaudreau chasing. Back to Healy. Healy was looking for Yates. It goes wide past the cage, and Worcester State, with under 2.5 minutes to play, badly needs to get something going on the attack if they want a chance to tie this game. Nice defensive play. That's Abby Miller there for Wheaton. Some help from Knox. Here's Knox. Healy trying to get it up to Shakarchi. A little wide for her. Julia Collins for Worcester State. Passing it up ahead to Cutting. It's cut off there by Bridget Healy. Healy has been all over the place. Healy over to Berman. A whistle on Worcester State. Under a minute and a half to play. All Wheaton needs to do now is control possession and run this clock out. They have the 2-1 advantage, looking for their second win of the year. Doing a good job of it right now. Knox, pressured by Duff. Gets it to Yates. Yates, fairly uncontested. She brought it towards the net. Finally, Saucier got in her way. And it's Saucier with under a minute to play, who really needs to step it up now for Worcester State. Grace Adams trying to get it across midfield for Worcester State. Knocks it in towards Anthansopoulos. Nice play by Poitras Cody. Under 30 seconds to play. Desperation time for Worcester State. Berman defensively for Wheaton. Carly Duff with 15 seconds trying to set up a last opportunity for Worcester State. Right into the stick of Delia Knox. Manfredo has it. This should do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's the horn, and there's a Wheaton victory. A hard-fought 2-1 victory for these Wheaton Lions. Credit Emma Preziosa in net. Held strong when she needed to for Wheaton. Picks up the win. Win number 2 of the season for Wheaton. And the MVP of the night, no question, goes to Sophie Shakarchi, her second and third goals of the season. She now leads the team in goal scoring. And Wheaton picks up a 2-1 win over Worcester State in a good battle here tonight. And Wheaton will go into conference play in the W category. They're playing on Saturday at Wellesley, their first conference NUMAC game. Wheaton ranks 6th in the NUMAC preseason coaches poll. Wellesley tied for 3rd. And so that's a battle of two projected playoff teams, Wheaton and Wellesley, in the first NUMAC game for the Lions on Saturday. Wheaton huddling up near the goal to celebrate a victory. Good night to be a Lions fan here at Norton Field. We thank you for joining us as we stream on the NUMAC Sports Network. Again, the final, Wheaton 2, Worcester State University 1. 2 goals for Sophie Shakarchi, and the Lions head into conference play on a winning note on Saturday. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Matt Kuchar. We'll see you next time on the NUMAC Sports Network. just wrapping up the 2-1 Wheaton win tonight over Worcester State. Back here on the New Max Sports Network, Wheaton gets the 2-1 win. And joined down by Sophie Shakarchi, who had the 2 Wheaton goals, second and third of the season, now the team's leading goal scorer. Good night out there for your team and for you. What did you see personally out there that made it look easy tonight for you?
I think definitely the biggest thing our team has always struggled with is scoring first. And once we get that, we know it's going to be a good game. And we've had a tough week coming off the last 3 games. So I think we finally just got it together. We worked on our talking. We worked on looking up and passing quickly, setting each other up for goals. And yeah, I think that's what we did tonight.
Now that third quarter, Worcester State kind of came out with a head of steam a little bit.
Yeah.
Compared to the way they played in the first 2 quarters. What was the conversation like after the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter to try and get back into it and get that eventual game-winning goal?
Yeah, I think it was just we have a thing where we say 2 minutes. After we respond in the next 2 minutes, and that's exactly what we did. We said, guys, 2 minutes, leave your frustrations away. Like Worcester State is getting a little frustrated, and we always can pull it together and be the bigger person, be the bigger team, play the whistle, and yeah, I think that's what we did. We got hungry. We're like, we have 2 minutes to do this, and that's what we did. So yeah.
And conference play starts next.
Yep.
So this is it for the stuff. I mean, it matters, but the conference play will really be what matters in terms of the playoffs for you guys. Tough non-conference schedule, but that's going to help you probably, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think, going into Saturday? Is that how you guys feel about it?
Definitely. I think it's good to have this momentum going into Wellesley this weekend off of a win. So yeah, we're looking forward to it, and we're fired up.
All right, we'll get you out of here, let you get ready for conference action on Saturday. Once again, thanks for joining us tonight, New Max Sports Network. Matt Kuchar with you, and Sophie Shakarchi with the 2 goals to help Wheaton to the win. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.